Back here on the rally, though, with Dylan McGordy, I'm Tyler Jacobs. Dylan, let's move to the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. The Celtics surprisingly won Game 3. Avery Bradley hitting a late three that got them the victory. LeBron James said he was glad that his team lost in this way. So let's hear from LeBron, and then I'm going to have you hop behind the wheel of this car for a 120.
Well, I feel some adversity is all part of postseason. I feel like you have to have some type of adversity in order to be successful. And so I'm glad if it was going to happen, let it happen now. Let us regroup. Let us regroup, and all the narrative and everything that was going on, let's regroup and let's get back to playing desperate basketball, which they did tonight. So we gotta be a lot better for sure.
All right, Dylan, you tell me. LeBron saying, adversity is part of the NBA postseason. We have to learn how to challenge it, take the challenge head on, overcome it. And let's be frank here, they hadn't dealt with any adversity really all postseason. Maybe that big comeback they had against the Indiana Pacers where they were down by 20-plus points. But now they've finally taken an L in a game, and you can squint and maybe convince yourself that this has become a series. Should we pump the brakes or not on this? Or do you believe him since they lost? He's glad it actually happened like this.
I don't believe him, so I got to pump the brakes on that. But I really do think there was something going on here, something at play tonight. I almost think with how easy they won both of those first two games in Boston, especially Game 2, everyone in the media, every basketball fan on social media just anointing these two conference champions via the sweep, getting ready for the collision course in part 3 of the finals coming up, which is inevitable. It's still inevitable. But I think LeBron was like, you know what? This could be kind of an opportunity for me to step back. I've been so aggressive, 30 points in 8 straight games, all that great stuff. Maybe if I step back, if we're that much better than this team, then with the news of IT not playing, if I kind of step back and put the impetus on these guys, maybe we'll learn something about ourselves and we can make it to the finals as a more well-rounded, more totally confident club. Because my confidence is through the roof right now. I feel like I could take over the world. But if I got all my other guys feeling the same way, and I could kind of plug back in the same way that they have that switch regular season to postseason, I think he turned the switch off tonight. He was 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. He was 3 for 6 from the free throw line, 6 turnovers. He only took, 12, 13 shots, 11 points? I mean, you're telling me he couldn't have scored 30 points tonight if he really wanted to? He came out, was not aggressive in the first quarter at all, first half, really. And then all of a sudden, it's hard within a game when you're not really aggressive to just go and score 30 in the second half. He couldn't really turn it back on within the game. But I think this was one where he took a step back and said, let's see what happens. It's almost an experiment to challenge his teammates. And they were okay. It's not like they failed the test.
Kevin Love was great. Kyrie was great. JR had one of his better games.
But all of a sudden, he goes from scoring 38 and playing all-world defense to scoring 11 and turning the ball over 6 times. And you get a great effort from the Celtics and another worldly game from Marcus Smart. That's the difference between winning and losing. So I think there's something to be said. I think he still wanted to win this game, but I think he wanted to win it in a different style than they won Game 2 with him dominating.
That was something that me and Shea, I believe, discussed earlier, or me and CT, I can't recall, but it just seemed so out of place with what we had seen so far. There had to be some type of conscious decision to change the way that you were attacking the game from LeBron, and to me, that's the only logical. We know we can win this way.
We know we can skin the cat this way.
If you're gonna step back in that way, what is the only way to justify it logically? And that's the only thing I can come up as I rack my brain. All right, let me see if the other guys get their confidence up. They can handle these moments in a playoff game.
I don't think he was trying to lose a game.
No, absolutely.
But I think he was trying to.
But maybe he just had a bad game, and it happens. We are spoiled by him, so we forget sometimes that he's a human being. And you'll have those off days at the job, and LeBron definitely had one.